Title: Deion Sanders passes legacy to all but Shedeur. Mystery grows around Coach Prime's Nike silence toward his star QB's son. Introduction: A legacy laced in Nike souls. For over 3 decades, Deion Sanders has been more than a football legend. He's been a brand, a symbol, a cultural icon. From the gridiron to the baseball diamond and now the sidelines of college football, Coach Prime has done it all with style. And at the center of that style, his legendary partnership with Nike. From diamond turf cleats to high-end lifestyle sneakers, the Deion Sanders-Nike union represents more than footwear. It's identity, heritage, and most of all, legacy. But this legacy, it appears, hasn't been equally shared among his children. While Dion Jr., Shiloh, and Shalomi Sanders proudly flaunt their personalized Nike blessings, custom cleats, and exclusive editions, the glaring omission of Shedeur Sanders, the rising NFL quarterback, raises eyebrows. Is this just a social media oversight? Or does it reflect something deeper between father and son? Let's unpack the symbolic trail of sneakers, family dynamics, career pressures, and a missing pair of shoes that has fans and followers buzzing. Part 1. A sneaker deal that started it all. In 1992, Deion Sanders inked a 6-month, $250,000 contract with Nike, a move that cemented his image as both a sports icon and fashion maverick. That deal turned into a cultural revolution. Flashy cleats, bold commercials, and electrifying performances made Deion synonymous with swag and success. The Nike Air DT Max series would go on to become one of the most recognizable cleats in sports history. Fast forward 33 years, and the partnership is still going strong. Nike recently released the Love Letter to Connie Air DT Max 96, a heartfelt tribute to Deion's late mother. The release was a hit, not just commercially, but emotionally. And among those closest to him, some received exclusive versions. All but one. Part 2. Dion Jr., the first son and the first to receive the torch. Deion Sanders Jr., the eldest of the Sanders siblings, didn't just inherit his father's love for the game. He also inherited his flair for content. As the founder of Well-Off Media, Dion Jr. has spent years documenting the behind-the-scenes life of the Sanders family, from locker room pep talks to private family dinners. So when he unveiled his own custom pair of DT Proto 92 PEs on July 5th, fans were elated. The video, published by Well-Off Media, showed Jr. unboxing cleats styled directly after his father's iconic design. The shoes were engraved with WO on the heel, signifying Well-Off Media, and symbolized more than merchandise. It was a ceremonial passing of the torch. In that moment, Dion Jr. wasn't just the eldest son, he was the chosen heir to his father's fashion legacy. Part 3. Shiloh Sanders and the Tampa Bay Cleat Request. While Dion Jr. celebrated his legacy through media, Shiloh Sanders, the middle child and former Colorado Buffalo turned Tampa Bay Buccaneer, also reached out for his share of the Nike glory. In a humorous yet revealing YouTube livestream, Shiloh chatted with his father about getting his own custom cleats in Bucs colors. "I'll get in touch with him this weekend, so you can let him know what color you want your stuff," Dion said during the call. Then came the bombshell. Dion asked, "First of all, how come Shedeur has the orange ones?" Suddenly, what seemed like a casual family conversation turned into a mini-sibling rivalry. Shiloh quipped back, "Shedeur's are fake. He gets them made. He gets them painted." Dion, always a master of entertainment and mentorship, egged them on playfully. But behind the laughs was a subtext. The shoes were more than gear, they were recognition. Validation. A way of saying, "You're carrying on the Sanders name." Part 4. Shalomi Sanders, the youngest, yet not forgotten. Next came Shalomi Sanders, Deion's only daughter. Though not a gridiron athlete, Shalomi has been equally vocal in upholding the family name. On Instagram, she posted a snapshot of her own red and white Air DT Max 96 pair. She tagged her father and captioned it, "Been waiting on these." The message was sweet, direct, and loaded with joy. The Sanders family legacy had made it to her doorstep. And in doing so, she joined the ranks of her siblings in being publicly seen, both literally and figuratively, by their legendary father through Nike. Part 5. But what about Shedeur, the star QB left out? Which brings us to the silence. The absence. The mystery. Where is Shedeur Sanders' pair? By far the most famous of Deion's children in current sports headlines, Shedeur is the quarterback drafted by the Cleveland Browns after a stellar college career. He was the face of the Colorado Buffaloes and is considered one of the most marketable rookies of 2025. Yet, there has been no Nike handoff, no social media post, no Coach Prime style reveal. Nothing. Why? Is it strategic? Is it a marketing build-up to something bigger? Could it be that Shedeur, due to his increasing popularity and endorsement potential, is working on a standalone deal with Nike, separate from his father? Or is this a subtle reflection of a rift, a sign that even the strongest father-son duos can experience tension when legacy, money, and fame intersect? At this point, no one knows for sure, and that silence, amid a family so vocal, is speaking volumes. Part 6. The timing and the health crisis that changed the narrative. The timing of this shoes saga coincides with a far more serious issue, Deion Sanders' health. Since April 2025, Coach Prime has been noticeably absent from Colorado's practices and events. The initial hush around his departure had many fans concerned. Then came the interview with former NFL cornerback Asani Samuels, where Sanders finally opened up. "What I'm dealing with right now is at a whole other level. I lost about 14 pounds," he revealed. Though he didn't disclose the exact illness, the gravity was clear. Sanders wasn't just recovering from fatigue. He was dealing with something that challenged him on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level. During this vulnerable period, one would expect family to rally closer than ever. And they have, publicly. But Shedeur's continued absence from the Nike narrative has continued to be glaring. Some fans believe Sanders is simply focusing on his comeback, not brand endorsements. Others speculate a larger, more personal father-son disagreement may be brewing quietly behind the scenes. Part 7. Could there be a bigger deal on the horizon? Let's not forget, Shedeur Sanders isn't just any NFL rookie. He's a social media phenom, nil pioneer, and potential face of the franchise for the Browns. If anyone is positioned to land a blockbuster shoe deal, it's him. It's entirely possible that Nike, or even another brand like Adidas or Under Armour, is courting Shedeur for a massive endorsement independent of his father's legacy. After all, while Deion's career paved the way, Shedeur is carving his own path, one that includes brand building, vlogging, and a fan base that stretches far beyond football. If a major reveal is coming, perhaps the silence is intentional. A build-up, a cliffhanger for fans before a game-changing announcement. Part 8. Legacy, recognition, and a father's challenge. What makes this story so compelling is not just the shoes or the brand, it's what they represent. For Deion Sanders, Nike wasn't just a sponsor. It was a platform for expression. His cleats told stories. His swag inspired generations. And through this, he's passed those values on to his children. But maybe Shedeur's journey is meant to be different. Maybe Coach Prime isn't giving his quarterback son a pair of cleats because he wants him to earn his own, to build something separate, to step out from behind the legendary shadow and make a footprint all his own. And that, more than any sneaker drop, is the truest passing of the torch. Conclusion: the unwritten chapter in the Sanders saga. As fans speculate over Nike releases and Instagram tags, the deeper story continues to unfold. Will Shedeur get his Nike moment? Or will he shock the world with a separate brand identity? Is there a rift with his father? Or is this just an example of strategic patience? One thing is for certain, when it comes to the Sanders family, nothing is done without purpose. Whether it's a cleat color, a social media post, or a conspicuous silence, it all means something. And when Shedeur finally steps onto the field in Week 1, whether in custom cleats or brand new kicks, he'll be carrying not just the football, but the weight of legacy, expectation, and the mystery of a missing pair of shoes.